You only need to spend 3 minutes a week to manage your money, and the number one key here to this entire process is automation. But before you automate your finances, you have to know what to automate. Once you get paid, your first course of action should not be checking your bank accounts, but instead checking your pay stubs. Look, whether you get paid weekly or bi-weekly, you want to make sure you're checking your pay stub and making sure there's no errors, because sometimes your employer might deduct more money than usual and you won't know unless you check. And to make this easy, let's go over one of my actual pay stubs. At the very top, it has all of my personal information along with information about my employer. And now on these pay stubs, you will see a certain amount of money that you get for this current pay period. And then you'll also have the year-to-date totals. Your pay stub will also consist of hours worked, gross pay, pre-tax deductions, employee taxes, post-tax deductions, and net pay. Again, it's important you review this every time you get paid, because the amount of money being taken out of your paycheck should roughly be the same every time, unless you get a bonus, a pay increase, or change your deductions. But once you check your pay stub, what's next? Well, you gotta give your money direction. Once that $2,000 or $3,000 paycheck hits your account, you're gonna be tempted to spend it, and that's okay. Look, after working a minimum wage job and a work study job during college, my first big boy corporate paycheck meant the world to me, and best believe I spent it. Literally all of it. But look, you have to grow up and become responsible when it comes to managing your money. And before spending any of your new money, I want you to take a step back for a second and think about all the things you will possibly do with your money. Whether you want to save for trips, pay bills, pay your student loans, go out to eat, there is legit 100 things you can do with your money. But when you think about it, right? When you think about where your money goes, it's usually into 5 main categories: pay bills, pay down debt, save your money, invest your money, and then anything after that is really just discretionary income. Therefore, when you get paid, I want you to imagine your money going into 5 different buckets, and each bucket is representing a money category. So once you get paid, place a specific amount of money into each bucket. And this simple trick will make it less likely that you overspend and more likely that you achieve your financial goals. This process is similar to cash stuffing, except you'll be doing it digitally, and most importantly, it'll only take 3 minutes every time you do this process. But how do you actually set up this automation with your paychecks? Don't worry, I got you. If we go back to my pay stub, at the very bottom, you'll notice payment information. And this is where you connect your banks for direct deposit. So instead of just attaching one checkings account, you can attach multiple bank accounts. And now when you add an additional bank account to your direct deposit, that essentially means your money will now be split between these multiple accounts. So I currently bank with 2 main platforms, Charles Schwab and Ally Bank. Not sponsored, these are my favorites. And with Schwab, I have a savings account, a checkings account, and an investment account, like a brokerage investment and a Roth IRA. And then with Ally Bank, I have an online high yield savings account and an online checking account. So as you can see, with only 2 banks, I have access to 5 different bank accounts. Therefore, once I get paid, I set specific amounts or specific percentages to each account. So when my paycheck hits, a specific amount goes to my investor account. A specific amount goes to my savings. A specific amount goes to my high yield savings with Ally, and then a specific amount goes into my online savings with Ally as well. And then the rest of the amount just goes into my regular checking with Schwab. And with the rest of the money that ends up in the last account with Schwab, it's essentially money that I have left for food, transportation, or any needs and wants. But by adding extra accounts to your direct deposit, your payday routine is now set on autopilot. And when it comes to paying down bills or anything, you can easily add additional automation by setting up weekly or monthly withdrawals from one of your savings or checkings accounts. But what if adding extra accounts to your pay stub makes things complicated for you? Look, having a payday routine regardless is crucial, and making sure you're making the most of your money. And instead of having to spend time analyzing every transaction every week or every other week, you should automate the entire process and just make your life easy. Therefore, if you find automating, this entire process to be overwhelming, since your pay might fluctuate or you might be unsure on the amount of money to automate, then just stick to a regular budget. Before I started to automate my finances, I would usually track every transaction, all my expenses, in a smart sheet just to make sure I stay on budget, and you can do this too. All you need is a simple yet powerful tool to take control of your finances. If you have an easy to use spreadsheet and make sure it's specifically designed to track your spending, manage your budget, and finally take like the guesswork out of budgeting and managing your money, then you're all set. And guess what? My personal spending plan tracker has a net worth calculator, a saving milestone sheet, and even a yearly scorecard to evaluate your financial progress throughout the year. So be sure to check it out and give your money direction so you can make progress in your financial freedom journey today, but more importantly, so you can consistently stick to a budget. If you made it this far, thank you. Managing your money does not need to be complicated, nor should it be. Instead, just take a couple hours to set up automatic transfers from your direct deposit, and you can easily automate your budget. As a reminder, I'm Love, and this is Love's Wallet, where every week I like to upload videos on money, business, and personal finance. So please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.